Life can be hard. It is a struggle. Maybe you have a big problem in your life right now. Maybe you think your husband may be cheating on you. The anxiety, the drama, the worst case scenarios. What if my husband leaves me? What about the kids? Or maybe you are experiencing a death of a loved one. Take all the time you need to grieve. Pour everything out. But eventually, you gotta get back up again. Maybe the time is now. Whatever our problem is, it might seem real to us at first. Because look where I am. I'm in this shit spot in my life right now. Crying my eyes out in a dark room for 3 days straight. No one's here to cheer me up. In fact, nobody could. How can life be an illusion, like what some of these people are saying, when the emotions I'm feeling are as painfully real as anything? How can life be a matrix, that somehow our problems disappear upon that realization? No, life is not a matrix. If you jump off a building, you're not gonna bounce back like a jello, you're still gonna splat and splash, like everybody else. But the real matrix is the meaning we assign to our problems. A problem isn't really a problem until you declare so. Like you might be so afraid of losing your husband or your wife because you believe that they are cheating on you. This possibility of them sleeping around is not a matrix. One night you could tuck yourself into your bed with your partner, and the next morning, he or she could be gone. This is a real possibility. But the next part where you say I'm f***ed, right, is still open to other interpretations. Let's look at Andy, who's been living under the same roof with the same person for 30 odd years. Before the marriage, he's a guy who's naturally always open to life's adventures, sexual or not, but mainly he was pretty much up for new things in life. Well, until life brought him back down to earth and he said, I'm tired. I just want someone who's there for me forever. But after what seems like 30 boring, mundane years of marriage, he could sense the adventurous side of him growing. Like, damn, why am I imprisoning myself when I can be out there in the ocean with other fishes? Then he begins to throw tantrums in the household, because he's just so fed up with the prison he built for himself. At least that's what he keeps telling himself. It's a prison, it's a prison, it's a prison. For someone like Andy, who's in this prison, losing his wife could actually be a positive experience, which could present him with a possibility of meeting someone more exciting and more desirable.
Nice.
Definitely, he's not. And some of you might find a guy like Andy rather disagreeable or frankly revolting. Oh, he's delusional. What kind of society do we have if there's no loyalty? Well, this is exactly it. It's the personal meaning that you attach to everything. And everyone has different versions of it. Your idea about the world probably revolves around loyalty. That you expect people to conform to your way of thinking, because there's like this contract that you signed, remember? But some people are apparently doing okay with totally different beliefs and viewpoints that contradict yours. Like our friend here, who's less impressed by the idea of loyalty and more readily tempted by the unknowns of life. It's all well and good, but I couldn't just suddenly change my perception of everything. Well, the good news is, it's probably already changing by the minute. Humans are such fickle objects of nature, shaped by our surroundings. Like the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil set off a tornado in Texas, that kind of thing. Maybe right now, this video is that flap of a butterfly's wings that's gonna change your whole life. I mean, it's pretty tempting to believe that our way of seeing things is the only reality that exists and works, the only truth. And yet, there is no such thing as one big fat truth that covers the needs of each and every living being. There is only the matter of subjective truths, with its unique needs and biases. The reason why many religions with different looking gods exist today is exactly this. We have created our own subjective gods. It's like, hey, I'm looking for a god that kind of feels right to me, one that's okay with me drinking some alcoholic beverages, but definitely should punish those meat-eating assholes. As much as I hate to break it to you that your version of reality is just one among billions of other versions, this could present you with a new possibility. That there are other perspectives out there that we simply haven't explored just yet. And that is actually possible to adopt a radically new way of saying everything, basically. Life can be a real pain in the ass when you're trying to fit everything and everyone into your model of how reality should work. Because life's just too big to subscribe to any one ideal of yours. Why don't we stop trying to control everything and instead change how we perceive it? If things happen the way you want it to, great, go back to sleep. If it doesn't, go back to sleep again. I mean, that's like total freedom. Like all Stoics would say, control not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. It's probably easier said than done, but you get the point.